Do you really need to remove the darn membrane on the back of the ribs? How many of you are adults and have your mom still telling you how to wear your hair? Oh, I stand by my conviction in that.
I'm gonna take you on a ride. We're gonna burn through the night. Why you're so salty? I'll still take a bite.
Welcome to the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. My name is Heather, and I am here to show you the easiest ways to get the best results in your kitchen. And yes, today we are in my RV kitchen. This is part of my RV cooking series. So I'm going to be bringing you recipes that are great for RV kitchens, also outside your RV, and even some make-ahead meals that will make your life on the road a little bit easier. And today we are combining several of my very, very favorite things. The Instant Pot, RVing, and of course, baby back ribs. So I'm going to show you how you really can get wonderfully delicious, tender, fall off the bone ribs in less than an hour. If you are interested in more Instant Pot recipes or also RV recipes, please go ahead and subscribe and also hit that notification bell because that way you will be notified every time a new video comes out. Okay, baby back ribs are just so good, but the problem is trying to get them cooked while you are out camping. I do know a lot of you have wonderful smokers and grills that you like to spend 4 or 5 hours making them perfect, and that is fantastic. Today, we're doing them in the Instant Pot, and I'm gonna guess this rack is gonna rival your rack. So let's first talk about how to prep the ribs. Again, I am here to make it easy for you. So this is really, really simple. You just get one full rack of baby back ribs, and then you're going to sprinkle them pretty liberally with salt and pepper. And by the way, the full recipe link is below, so go ahead and click that. It'll take you to my blog where you can have a printable recipe so you can print it and bring it with you. So salt and pepper, and then we are just going to drizzle about 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce on top and just rub it in. Yes, I'm going to use my hands to do this. It's a lot easier. Now, I am using store-bought pre-made barbecue sauce, and honestly, just pick one that has a flavor you like. But if you have your own homemade barbecue sauce, even better, I am sure. So let me clean up, bring out the Instant Pot, and show you how I'm going to fit this full rack in my Instant Pot Mini. Now, let's talk about this Instant Pot for just a minute. This is the Instant Pot Mini. It is the 3-quart, and by the way, I am the author of the Instant Pot Authorized Cooking with Your Instant Pot Mini. It is an Amazon #1 bestseller, so I will put a link to that below. But the reason that I do that is because when you're traveling in your RV, your camper, trailer, whatever it is, space, as we all know, is at a premium. And so the 3-quart is fantastic to keep. I keep this one in our RV at all times. At home, I have all the other sizes, including another 3-quart. But here, I do just the 3-quart. Now, it's great for a couple, and also I have a lot of recipes in that cookbook for 4 people as well. So for 1 rack of ribs, this is perfect. Yes, I'm going to put this entire rack in here. So let me show you how you do that. But first I want to say, when I was prepping it for you, I forgot to tell you to remove the membrane from the back of the rack of ribs. And the reason I forgot is because I actually already did it and I took some video footage of it. So I'll insert that here. Because I know a lot of people wonder, do you really need to remove the darn membrane on the back of the ribs? And the answer is, yeah, if you want them to turn out well. So yes, now that that's done and they are seasoned with salt and pepper and barbecue sauce, and that's it for prep, guys. It's super easy. Now you need to add your liquid to the pot in order for it to come to pressure. You can use apple juice, you can use beef broth, you can use chicken broth, or you can just use water if that's all you have on hand. For the mini, you need about 3/4 cup. If you do have a 6-quart, I would use a full cup. Now, let's put this in here. I am not using the steaming rack because these will fit better if I don't. I'm going to turn them the other way. You want to put the thicker side on the bottom. And just all you do is you just roll it into a cute little coil. You can cut the rack in half if you would like and sort of layer them on top of each other. But quite honestly, they stand up a lot better if you keep it in one entire piece. So if you can see, I hope that camera picks it up. They're just standing on end, and we're just gonna cook them for 30 minutes and then let it naturally release. That means just leaving it under pressure after it's done cooking for about another 10, and then we will finish them off. Now, while I am cooking them on a high pressure for 30 minutes, I've got a question for you. Do you really want your ribs fall off the bone tender? That is a hotly debated topic, and I would like to hear from you what you think. Some people think that that is overcooked, fall off the bone tender. And people who think that think it's a lot better that you actually have some bite in the meat, rip it off the bone. So that's one school of thought. And the other school of thought is, yes, they should be fall off the bone tender. I'm going to do them for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to tell you my answer. But in the meantime, comment below with your answer. Fall off the bone tender, yes or no? Rip it off the bone with your teeth. Let me know. And while this is coming to pressure, I do want to talk for a moment, because this is about RV cooking, about power consumption and using your Instant Pot. I've used mine in my RV for years now, and sometimes we are boondocking and sometimes we are plugged in. Obviously, if you're plugged into shore power, then this is not a problem at all. But when we use it, when we are boondocking, a couple of things. One of the reasons I like the 3-quart, in addition to the size, is that it only draws 700 watts of power, as opposed to the 6-quart typically will draw about 1,000 watts of power. I do kind of geek out when it comes to like power and wattage and amp hours. So anyway, because of that, I actually choose the 3-quart. That's one of the reasons. And also, we do have a fairly solid solar system here, so it can handle the Instant Pot very, very easily. I never have trouble with drawing my batteries down too much, but you certainly need to know your own battery draw and where your batteries are. This is actually the first time we just today switched to lithium, so I'm kind of excited about that. This is the first time I am drawing off of our lithium batteries. I certainly don't expect a problem with those. So just keep that in mind. Also, when you are on battery power, it is very important to understand which outlets in your RV work. Not all of them will fire up, even if you have your inverter on. So just make sure you know that, so you know where you're going to plug it in. I will be back with you in a minute. Okay, cooked under high pressure for 30 minutes, and then I did a natural release for 10 minutes. That means just let it sit there under its own pressure for 10 minutes. And then I released the rest of the pressure, which was not very much. Now, I am going to tell you right now, when I take the lid off, these are not going to be pretty. We'll get to that in just a minute. Oh, and speaking of not pretty, I know my hair is like a hot mess right now because my mom told me that after my last video. How many of you are adults and have your mom still telling you how to wear your hair? I love my mom. She's like my biggest fan, which is probably why she told me my hair was a hot mess. But there is a reason. Those of you who follow me regularly know I had this big invasive malignant melanoma on my nose, and I had to get a third of my nose taken off, and I had to have this 7 surgeries to rebuild my face. So one of those things is this huge scar in my head, and I'm not worried about what it looks like, but the way I had my hair parted and short, it just hurt all the time. So now I'm growing my hair back out, so it's not a problem. Anyway, long story for why my hair is in fact a hot mess. Yes, Mom, you are correct. Okay, let's look at the ribs. All right, like I said, that's noisy. Not going to be pretty right now. Let me just show you in the camera. Yeah, kind of ugly looking, but we're not done. What we're going to do now, first of all, you don't have to do anything else. They are cooked. They will be delicious, but they will look a lot better and even taste a little bit better if we finish them off. Now, there are 2 different ways you can do this. Here, let me pull them out. These are perfect. I can tell. Oh, okay, so yeah, now I'm a hot mess. Okay, let me, I got everywhere. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me get these on a cutting board before I make a bigger mess. All right, I'm gonna put this away, gather myself back up. I can't do a darn thing about my shirt, so it's just gonna be like that. I'll be right back. So I'm kind of bummed about my shirt because it's one of my really nice sun shirts. It's got like 60 SPF, whatever. Okay, let's get back to where the heck was I? Finishing off your ribs. Now, what you're gonna want to do, and again, as you look, yeah, it just kind of is like steamed meat, which is what it is, and that's not pretty. What you're gonna do is brush it with some more of whatever barbecue sauce you had. You want to brush both sides. And then we're going to finish them off. You can do it one of two ways, either in your oven under the broiler, which I do often. In fact, I usually do that under the broiler, but it is like 100 degrees here today, and I don't want to put on my broiler in the RV when it's 100 degrees. Yeah, that is why I'm wearing my used to be nice sun shirt. So what I am going to do is toss them on to the grill for about 5 minutes to give that really, really nice char that we're all looking for in ribs. So toss them on the grill. I'll be right back with you. Okay, now see that? That's what I'm talking about. You get that char. That literally took about 1.5 minutes on the grill. Like I said, you could put it under the broiler for about 4 or 5 minutes. That will also give you the same results. But the real key, by the way, I do have a link below for my top 5 RV cooking recipes. So if you want some, there's a little bit for everybody. These are not in there, so make sure you hit that link to go over to my blog for these. But top 5 recipes for RV cooking. It's got a little dessert, it's got a make-ahead meal, it's got a little something for everybody. Now let's dig into these ribs. They're hot. And yes, it is hot outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut right in the middle. Oh, see, look. Okay. Oh, back to the falling off the bone. The meat, really, seriously, let me show you. It seriously is falling off the bone. So that probably answers the question of what my opinion is. I do like them falling off the bone, but I do recognize why people say that it's really better if you can dig your teeth into it and chew it. So definitely let me know what you guys think. Let me just pull one of these. I've already made such a mess. I'm going to make an even bigger mess right now, I'm sure. Let me turn these back over because they are so pretty. Aren't they beautiful? I love them. Okay. Wow. Like, did I have to pick the biggest one to eat? Yeah, I did. Okay. So, Instant Pot ribs. Oh. Fall off the bone. That's the way to go. And yeah, these definitely rival those who take 4 or 5 hours to make theirs in smokers and on grills. I stand by my conviction in that. Thank you for sticking with me through this kind of messy day. Happy cooking, happy eating, and happy camping.